daughter and we saw him at the final night of Illuminations. Afterwards we went over to the bridge where, the globe goes backstage, and we asked a cast member where we could stand. And us, along with several, other groups over there, were waiting where we were told to wait, and lots of vloggers were standing on the bridge. So when it was time to clear the bridge, to lift it up, they all came over and they started pushing us back. I said, no, we were here waiting. So Michael and a few others, they were pushing to be in the front, and he turned and he said, I'm vlogging it. They just acted so entitled. One other time we saw him at Food and Wine, and he was filming the menus, and he wasn't watching where he was going, and he ran into my son. We have seen him several times around the park, and I always hope we don't get stuck riding a ride with him and his squealing.
So it was at Epcot. I met him and his dad in line for Illuminations fireworks. It was May of 2019. So he asked me if living near the parks destroyed the magic for me. Well, little did I know that he would be moving down in a matter of weeks. He was relatively normal, but he definitely ran out of things to say pretty quickly. I did say hello to his dad, and he promptly ignored the conversation Michael and I were having.
I met him one time at Disney Springs. It was right after he moved here. He was so awkward and exactly like he is on camera. He said, "Thank you for joining in the magic with me." It was just so forced and strange. I've met other vloggers like Justin Scard, Adam the Woo, those kind of people, and they all are just so normal when they aren't on camera. You can have an actual conversation with them. But Michael was just too weird. Now that I think of it, I regret saying anything to him because I want to see how he is when he's not, quote unquote, on.
I ended up running into him in the hub right before fireworks. I had been a big fan of his, but I'm generally shy, so when he sat down in front of me, I didn't really say anything, but I moved to make room for him and his two friends. You can see both his friends in the background of almost all his videos that night. This was the not-so-scary Halloween party night, by the way. I don't know if they were vloggers too, but one was dressed as Maleficent. You could see them in the background of his video. I watched him film the shot where he says something about going to Starbucks right after the fireworks while he's sitting on the ground. He did this probably 3 dozen times. As soon as he shut the camera off, his voice was entirely different. Much, much more... The only way I could think is to say flamboyant. He started complaining about how many people were there and ended up standing up and stepping directly on my foot. Didn't even say sorry. Just looked at me and said, "No room, I guess. What are you supposed to be? Some sad plumber?" Then he laughed and walked away. I was dressed as Fix-It Felix.
See? No sense of humor whatsoever.